There comes a moment in life when you realize that the greatest battles are not fought in boardrooms, not on the streets, not even across a table from another human being. The greatest battles are fought in the hidden corners of your mind. That is where wars are won or lost. That is where peace can either flourish like a garden or be trampled underfoot by thoughts, judgments, and voices that don't belong to you. Your peace is your power. And yet for so long, too many of us treat peace like it's disposable, like it can be handed out to anyone who rings the doorbell of our emotions. We allow insults to cost us sleep. We let gossip take up full residency in our heads. A stranger's bitterness suddenly controls our mood. One look, one word, one post online, suddenly you're spiraling and replaying what was said for days. But here's the truth. No one has told you plainly enough. Your peace does not rent itself out. You hand people the keys. You let them move into your head, and worse, you let them live there for free. Every time you replay the insult, every time you defend yourself in imaginary conversations, every time you let their energy become your obsession, you've given them a lease on your mind. And the rent is your energy, your focus, your joy. Stop paying that price. Stop letting people live inside your head who don't deserve to walk through your door. Because once you understand the value of your inner calm, once you recognize that peace is the foundation of all true strength, you stop treating it like it's cheap. Look, anyone can get mad. Anyone can argue. Anyone can let words stab them. That's easy. What's hard, what's rare, is to remain unmoved. To be the calm one in the storm. To be the grounded one when others try to shake you. That calmness is not weakness. It is control. And control is what separates the powerful from the powerless. Think about it. Who really has the upper hand? The person screaming in rage, losing their cool, proving they can be triggered by a single insult? Or the one who sits back with quiet dignity, refusing to be disturbed? Who's winning in that moment? The quiet one. The unshaken one. The one who doesn't give away free rent in their head. When you guard your peace, you don't just look strong, you become strong. Because all battles consume energy. And energy is the most valuable currency in your life. Time matters, yes, but energy is what shapes time into achievement. You can waste years in bitterness, regret, or petty fights because your energy was mismanaged. But guard your peace, guard your energy, and you multiply your ability to live, to build, to create. Let me put it to you this way. Think of your mind as a fortress. Every worry, every provocation, every shallow critic is like a thief at the gate. If you keep opening that gate for anyone with loud words, you'll quickly find your fortress overrun. But if you decide that not every knock deserves an answer, not every shadow is worth chasing, you start saving your peace like a soldier saves his armor, stronger, shielded, untouchable. Here is the contrast I want you to grasp. Reacting versus responding. Reaction is instant, emotional, uncontrolled. And that's exactly what manipulative people hope for, your reaction. Why? Because your reaction gives them proof they've gotten into your head. Responding, on the other hand, is thoughtful, delayed, chosen. Sometimes the wisest response is silence. Sometimes it's walking away. Sometimes it's a smile that says, "You no longer rent space in me." When you stop reacting, you starve their power. You literally take the oxygen out of their fire. Drama thrives on fuel, and the fuel is attention. Starve it of attention and watch how quickly it collapses. Do you see how peace works? It doesn't just protect you, it weakens everything that tries to attack you. Every time you hold your tongue instead of biting back, you become stronger. Every time you refuse to replay their words in your head, you regain territory in your mind. Every time you let silence speak, you declare that your peace is more valuable than their chaos. People will try you. That's not speculation. That's a promise. They'll throw slander, disrespect, jabs, sarcasm, envy, betrayal, whatever shade they carry inside them, they will try to hand it to you. But ask yourself, do you have to accept it? Just because someone gives you a package, do you have to sign for delivery? Of course not. Let it be returned to sender. This is where self-respect begins. Self-respect is simply this: deciding my mind, my heart, my peace is too valuable to be put on the market. Not everything deserves your energy. Not everyone deserves your explanation. And not every battle deserves your voice. Think about the hours you've lost arguing with people who will never see your point. Think about the nights you've stayed awake replaying conversations with people who don't even remember what they said. Think about how many times your entire day was polluted by one encounter that should have been forgotten in minutes. That is what happens when you give people free space in your head. But the moment you say no more, everything shifts. Your silence begins to scream louder than any argument. Your calm becomes intimidating in a world addicted to noise. People wonder, why won't you react? Why won't you break? Why won't you fight? And that mystery alone commands respect. Now here's the spiritual side to this. Silence and peace open up space for something much greater. When the world is loud, you can't hear yourself. You can't hear God. You can't hear wisdom. But when you anchor in peace, you suddenly hear clarity. Ideas come. Vision comes. Purpose whispers where it was drowned out before. Many people never find the strength of their destiny because their mind is full of tenants who never deserved to live there in the first place. Clear them out. Take the keys back. Reclaim your peace. And when you reclaim it, notice the transformation. Your presence changes. You walk into a room and people feel something different. You no longer look restless. You no longer look like you're chasing validation. You radiate calmness, unbothered confidence, an authority that doesn't demand attention. It naturally attracts it. That is why I say your peace is your power. Because it is not about withdrawing from life, it's about mastering life. It's about deciding where your energy belongs. It's about realizing that you can play 100 meaningless games with critics, or you can use that same energy to write, to create, to build, to lead, to heal. The choice is every day. Do you sell your peace cheap, or do you treat it like a crown that no one else can afford? If life is noisy right now, if people are pulling at you, provoking you, pushing you, remember this: freedom begins when you close the door. Freedom begins when you declare that your head, your heart, your energy, your peace are yours and yours alone. When peace is your foundation, nothing shakes you. Negativity becomes background noise, and your presence, it becomes unforgettable. Let me ask you this. How many times have you looked back at a situation and thought, why did I give so much of my energy to that? Why did I waste my peace on someone who was never worth it? That regret is proof. Proof that peace is precious. Proof that your energy was stolen. And proof that you surrendered power that should have never left your hands. The world won't stop being loud. People won't stop being provocative. Critics won't stop inventing reasons to test you. If you are waiting for life to become peaceful before you can be peaceful, you will wait forever. Peace is not an environment. Peace is a discipline. It's a choice you practice when the storm is strongest. Anyone can meditate alone in silence. But can you maintain calm while everyone else is trying to pull you into chaos? That is the test. That's the arena where your true character is revealed. Remember this truth. They only succeed if you let them. And that's a bitter pill to swallow, because it puts responsibility back where it belongs, on you. You decide whether they win. You decide whether their words echo. You decide whether their faces sit inside your mind long after they're gone. And if you decide differently, they lose. That's the stark contrast between weak living and powerful living. Weak living reacts, complains, seeks revenge. Strong living chooses peace, guards energy, refuses to play small games. The weak hand the keys of their emotions to strangers. The strong carry their peace like a locked vault. Weakness spends life fighting battles that don't matter. Strength invests life into battles that do. Your power isn't shown when you explode. It's shown when you don't. Your control isn't displayed when you dominate others. It's displayed when you dominate yourself. Self-mastery is always greater than crowd mastery, because crowds shift with the wind, but a mastered self stands firm through the storm. Here's another way to see it. Imagine your mind as a home. If you fill your living room with critics, gossips, and enemies, there's no room left for your purpose, your vision, your dreams. They're crowded out. Your house is loud, messy, chaotic. Your true self has no space to breathe. But when you evict those voices, when you clear the noise, suddenly your home feels different. Purpose can stretch out on the couch. Creativity can finally rest. Joy flows through the halls again. That is what peace creates, a fertile environment for growth. When you lose peace, notice how little control you have. Your focus collapses. Your energy collapses. Your productivity collapses. But when you protect peace, suddenly your entire life elevates. You create better, love better, work better, lead better. Peace is not passive. It is performance fuel. The irony is that people think peace belongs to saints, to monks, to people with time to sit by rivers and contemplate. No, peace belongs to warriors. Peace belongs to people in the trenches of daily life, carving out their ground. Peace belongs to those who know noise is everywhere, and yet they refuse to let noise inside of them. The strongest presence in any room is not the one shouting. It's the one radiating quiet certainty. The aura of someone who owns their mind cannot be faked. People sense it. They respect it. They tread carefully around it. So stop apologizing for protecting your peace. Stop feeling guilty for saying no. Stop explaining yourself for walking away from drama. Your peace is not up for negotiation. It is your crown. And crowns are not handed to people who beg. They are worn proudly by those who believe they deserve them. Decide today that no one rents space in your head again. Decide that your energy is not a free commodity but priceless property. Decide that your emotions, your inner calm, your focus, are reserved only for what matters, your growth, your purpose, your loved ones, and the next time someone tries to bait you, remember, you don't need to argue. You don't need to explain. You don't need to fight back. Silence is your answer. Calmness is your strength. And peace is your ultimate weapon. Your peace is your power. Guard it, protect it, cherish it. And the moment you stop letting them rent space in your head, you'll discover a freedom so deep that nothing and no one can ever shake you again.